Imagine you're at the wildest party of the century. It's 1925, the music is loud, and everyone is convinced the sun will never set. You just traded your old horse for a shiny new Model T, and your kitchen is full of gadgets, toasters, vacuum cleaners, and refrigerators that your parents couldn't even dream of. This was the Roaring Twenties, an era where factories stopped building weapons and started building the American dream on a massive scale. But there was a catch. To keep the party going, America invented a dangerous new hobby, buying things with money they didn't actually have. The 1920s introduced the buy now, pay later lifestyle. If you wanted a radio, you didn't save up, you used an installment plan. This easy credit eventually moved from living rooms to Wall Street. People realized they could buy stocks on margin. Basically, you'd pay $10, borrow $90 from a broker, and own $100 of a company. It felt like a magic trick because, for a while, stocks only went up. By 1929, the vibe was so intoxicating that even barbers and shoeshine boys were giving stock tips to millionaires. Between 1924 and 1929, the Dow Jones quadrupled. It was a financial skyscraper built on a foundation of hype and IOUs. On October 29, 1929, known as Black Tuesday, the skyscraper collapsed. It wasn't just a bad day at the office, it was a 10-meter dive into solid concrete. In just 2 weeks, the market lost a third of its value. Billionaires became broke before lunch. But here's the secret. The crash didn't cause the depression alone, it just pulled the trigger. The real disaster happened when people ran to the banks. Back then, if your bank closed its doors, your savings didn't just drop, they vanished. Because banks had used people's savings to bet on the stock market, they couldn't pay everyone back at once. This led to bank runs, where panicked crowds banged on locked doors, screaming for their life savings. Over 9,000 banks failed, and 9 million savings accounts were simply deleted from existence. The economy didn't just slow down, it face-planted. Unemployment skyrocketed to 25%, meaning 1 in every 4 people who wanted a job couldn't find one. In cities like Detroit, auto production fell by a staggering 75%. Families who used to have Sunday roasts were now standing in bread lines for a bowl of thin soup. Homelessness became so common that people built shanty towns out of cardboard and scrap metal, mockingly calling them Hoovervilles after President Herbert Hoover, who many felt wasn't doing enough to help. Aggressive farming and a massive drought created the Dust Bowl, a series of black blizzards that buried farms in the Midwest and choked livestock. America wasn't just broke, it was starving and covered in dust. America tried to protect itself by passing the Smoot-Hawley Tariff Act, which put high taxes on foreign goods. It backfired spectacularly. Other countries got angry, raised their own taxes, and global trade plummeted by 66%. Europe, still recovering from World War I, saw its fragile economy thrown into a blender. This global misery eventually paved the way for extremist governments to take power, setting the stage for World War II. In 1933, Franklin D. Roosevelt took the stage with a simple message: the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. He launched the New Deal, a massive government effort to fix the machine. The CCC and WPA gave millions of men shovels and purpose, building bridges, roads, and parks. The FDIC was created so that if a bank failed, the government would make sure you got your money back, ending the era of bank runs. The SEC was formed to act as a policeman for Wall Street to stop people from gambling with fake hype. While the New Deal helped the country breathe again, the Great Depression didn't truly end until 1939, when the start of World War II forced factories to roar back to life for the war effort. The lesson. The Great Depression teaches us that an economy built on vibes and borrowed money is like a giant game of musical chairs. It's a blast while the music is playing, but when it stops, you really don't want to be the one without a seat. Analogy. Think of the economy like a giant interconnected power grid. In the 1920s, everyone plugged in too many appliances at once because they loved the bright lights. When the main fuse, the stock market, blew, it didn't just turn off one light. It caused the entire grid to melt down, leaving everyone in the dark until the system was completely rewired. If this story helped you see markets through a deeper lens, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for staying until the end, and I'll see you in the next video.